What's up? I'm travel photographer Brendan Vanson of brendansadventures.com, and on this episode we're heading into the Brazilian Pantanal and we're going to do some wildlife photography. Let's do it. So I'm here in Cuiabá, Brazil, staying at a fairly nice hotel compared to my usual digs. And I'm here in Cuiabá because this is the gateway to the northern section of the Pantanal. And the reason I've come here, the reason I've trekked all the way from La Paz overland to get to here is to try to spot jaguars. I've been to the Pantanal before. I went to Campo Grande to try to spot jaguars and I didn't see any. It was the wrong time of year, and on top of it, it was really tough. It was raining non-stop, and when the rain did stop, the mosquitoes came up. It was tough. It was a really tough place to try to shoot, but it was the wrong time of year. I was there in February, I believe, which is the exact wrong month to go. I'm not exactly in the best month right now. I'm in June. Apparently the best month to go is July or August, but I'm right on that fringe, so hopefully I can see a jaguar. That's the big goal. That's something I've tried to do for 6 years now. I've tried in 4 different countries, in 5 different spots, and I haven't spotted anything. The company I'm going with is famous for spotting jaguars, and so I'm really hoping that we can spot one on this 4-day adventure. The company I'm going with is called Verde Tours here in Cuiabá, and if you are coming to the Pantanal, their website is ecoverdetours.com.br, and they seem fantastic. I guess I'll be able to give you a better judge of what they're actually like once this tour is over. But of course, there's way more in the Pantanal than just jaguars. The Pantanal is the most biodiverse place on the planet. There is just animals on top of animals on top of animals. The last time I was there, I mentioned it was quite difficult, but you did get a grasp of how densely populated the animal life is there. You would just be at the bottom of a tree, and any tree in the forest, and you'd look up and there'd definitely be something in that tree, whether it be a monkey or a toucan or a scarlet macaw or something like that. There was just animals everywhere. In the water there was capybaras. There's 30 million caiman in the Pantanal. 30 million caiman. There's almost as many caiman in the Pantanal as there are people in Canada. There is a ton of caiman in the Pantanal. So even if we don't see jaguars, we'll definitely see wildlife. Now, before we take off to the Pantanal, let's talk quickly, very quickly, as quickly as I can, about the gear I'm going to be bringing and about my concerns in the Pantanal. Unlike somewhere like Africa, the wildlife in the Pantanal is small. You don't have elephants, you don't have giraffes, you don't have things that you can capture really with any lens. The animals are smaller, they're birds, they're capybaras, they're monkeys, and I'm a little bit worried. Actually, I know for a fact that I don't have enough lens. I only have 70 to 200 millimeters, that's my max, and even if I put it on a 60D, the crop sensor, it only brings me up to 300 and something millimeters, 320 millimeters. It's not enough lens. And that's one of the problems being a travel photographer and needing to shoot absolutely everything is it just doesn't make sense to carry around huge lenses. And I couldn't even afford it if I wanted to, but some travel photographers that focus on wildlife, they'll carry around a 200 to 400 millimeter lens as well. I would love to do that, but I don't got the $20,000 to spend on that. My next lens purchase will almost definitely be a 400 millimeter lens, probably the f5.6, because that's the only thing I could afford. But right now, I'm, like I said, a little bit concerned. I won't have enough lens in the Pantanal for jaguars and to get great shots of monkeys and caiman without getting, uncomfortably close to them. So I'm hoping that the wildlife is close, and yeah, I guess that's my concern. Again, I'm taking the 6D, which is my full frame. I'm filming this video on my 60D. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to shoot long lens on the 60D or 6D. I really, really, really like the fact that I can shoot high ISO with the 60D. And in the Pantanal, it can be quite dark sometimes, so I'm guessing that I'll use the 6D rather than the 60D, and then if I have to, because I don't have enough range on my telephoto, I'll just crop down a little bit. Another product I use for wildlife photography is a monopod. I do not use a tripod, it's just too cumbersome, and handheld, it's you can't get sharp enough images in low light. So this is an Oben monopod. My three-legged thing tripod also has a monopod that's smaller, but this is a much sturdier, taller monopod. So I'll likely use the Oben monopod with my three-legged thing head on top of it. So yeah, that's the gear. I'm rambling too long. You guys probably want to see the Pantanal. I'm leaving right away, and I'm stoked to be going out there with Verde Tours. And here's hoping for wildlife. Cross your fingers for a jaguar. Let's do it. Okay, so we've arrived now at the Pantanal. We've just spent the morning driving the Trans-Pantanal road, highway, dirt road, really. And already we're seeing a ton of wildlife. We've seen lots of birds, kingfishers, hawks, cranes, egrets, all sorts of things. We've also seen some reptiles. I saw a caiman. I've also seen a caiman lizard, which was really cool. And we did see a peccary as well. So we've already seen some mammals and reptiles as well. So super sweet. The weather's absolutely phenomenal. It is hot though, but not like overbearingly hot. Not like it would be in the summer months here. And no rains, hardly a cloud in the sky. So absolutely stoked to be here. This is the first lodge we're staying at. We'll be here just tonight before moving on to a new lodge tomorrow. So let's get some lunch and then explore some more in the afternoon. So we had a pretty successful day. Saw monkeys, saw caimans, saw some other reptiles, and lots of birds. Did get a couple cool photos today, I think, which is great. Tomorrow, I'm going horseback riding in the morning, and then off to another lodge. At that lodge, that place is much more likely to see big cats and jaguars. So probably not tomorrow, but the day after, maybe I'll see some jaguars. Tomorrow, I'll definitely find some more birds and have another bit of an adventure here in the Pantanal. So I'm gonna go out and see if I can get some stars, because it's been so clear that there might be some star photography opportunities. And so yeah, I'm gonna go do that, get some sleep, and then we're off again tomorrow morning.
So it's day 3 here in the Pantanal. Day 2 was quite cool, horse riding in the morning. We didn't see much, but it was fun, absolutely beautiful out there. In the afternoon, we saw some new animals. We saw agoutis, although I didn't photograph one. We saw capybaras. We saw some new birds, some new hawks. We saw macaws. I saw blue and gold macaws, and I actually got a photo of one of those guys. And then we went on a night safari to get here to the second lodge in Porto Jofre. And we actually saw an ocelot on the night safari, but I pulled a seriously amateur move and did not have my camera on. And if you've ever done a night safari with animals like that, you only get a second. So by the time I realized that my camera was off, flipped the switch, pulled the trigger on an image, it was too late and it was gone. So I'm a little bit disappointed in myself, and I'm a little bit sad, but it was really cool seeing an ocelot. Seeing an ocelot is actually more rare than seeing a jaguar here in the Pantanal, and it was a beautiful, beautiful ocelot. It was a big one, and so I'm stoked to have seen it, even if I didn't photograph it. Day 3 here in the Pantanal is all about jaguars. So we're gonna go off on boats this morning and this afternoon and hopefully see jaguars. According to the guides here, the jaguars are already starting to be around. They mate in this area, which is why there's such a high concentration here around Porto Jofre. And apparently that mating season is mid-June to about mid-August or something like that. And according to the guides, they're here, so hopefully I can get one. Hopefully I can see one. Hopefully I'm close enough to get it with my 70-200. I felt like in the Pantanal, the 70-200, as I assumed, is not enough lens. It's been really good for certain things, but I felt like I needed another 100mm. If I had a 300mm or even a 400mm, that would be perfect. So I'm feeling a little bit short, a little bit of lens envy from some of the people that I've seen that have the big lenses down here in this area. But I'm making do, and I'm having a lot of fun. It is absolutely stunning in the Pantanal here, and a way different experience than I had last time. Way better experience than I had last time. And I'm stoked to continue, and hopefully, cross your fingers for a jaguar. Let's go. So we ended up striking out on day 3 in the Jaguar Reserve. Unfortunately, it was still
absolutely beautiful, and we saw lots of wildlife other than that, caiman, capybara, birds, lots of things like that, and it was fantastic. But from what I saw and what the guides mentioned, the water levels still look really high. If you want to see wildlife, non-jaguar wildlife, this is the time to go. June is the time to go. There's lots of monkeys, there's lots of wildlife right along the shoreline. But if you really, really want to see jaguars, apparently August and September are the months. But they're also difficult months because it's so dry there that it can be dusty. But those are apparently guaranteed. Maybe in August they say 70 to 90% of the time they see jaguars. And in September it's basically 100%. So I'm going to have to go back, I think, at the start of August and try my luck again with the jaguars. On day 4, we basically just drove all the way back to Cuiabá, but we did see jaguar paw prints on the road that looked like they were there from the night before, and we had done a night safari the night before, so we probably weren't far off from maybe chasing it out of the trees on the road there when we were doing our night safari. And there was actually at least one cub with it, maybe 2 cubs with the one on the road, because the paw prints, there were big ones and there was quite a few small ones as well. So that would have been amazing to see, but again, you win some and you lose some. The tour with Verde Tours was fantastic. For your dollar, I can't imagine there being a better company in Cuiabá. Most of the companies charge like $1,500 for a 4-day tour. So the rate from Verde Tours is way cheaper than that, a much more reasonable rate, and they have to be the best bet. If you are on some sort of a budget and you want to see wildlife and you want to see jaguars, I cannot recommend them highly enough. Our guide was named Rambo, and he rambled a little bit. He liked to talk, maybe even more than me, and he was really knowledgeable and really fantastic. So thanks to Rambo and thanks to Verde Tours, Joel Souza, who's the owner, they were absolutely fantastic, and I had a blast even if I didn't see jaguars. I'm going back. I'm gonna go back, whether it's at this July or August next year. I'm actually considering running a workshop in the Pantanal next year, and maybe not just the Pantanal, but like a 12-day, 14-day photography tour and workshop in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, Pantanal, Iguazu Falls, maybe some beach destination as well. So we'll see if we can do that for next July or August, as I'll probably be back in South America next year. As for the short-term plans, I'm here in Brazil just for a really short time coming up, and then I was supposed to go back to Peru for an assignment, but I'm not going. I'm going to instead go to Bolivia, quickly go to the Salt Flats, La Paz, and then I'm going to go down to Argentina and do Salt Flats, Iguazu Falls, and some of the other things like that, Mendoza maybe even. And then I'm coming back to Brazil for almost a full month in August as well. So I'm going to be all over South America over the next couple weeks. I'm trying a new technique of travel where I travel and work really, really hard and focus less on my computer, and then maybe find a month here or there out on the road to try to find, just to work behind the computer and get caught up on things. So we'll see how that goes. It's going to be an incredibly busy month here on the road, as I mentioned. So I hope you stay tuned. I hope you stay subscribed, and I hope you get the chance to visit the Pantanal someday, because this place has been absolutely fantastic. Anyways, I'm off to Brasilia. That's my next stop, so I'll catch you over there. Peace.